Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. Yay! What is Drakenmemoria, you may ask? Well, it's Dungeons& and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons& and Dragons. Tonight, I don't know. Tobiashi's there, but audience seems to be having problems. We'll see if he's there. So hopefully...
My landlord's kid came in.
Oh. So hopefully, a real group of people and not 4 people in the picture playing Dungeons & Dragons. So if you're not interested into watching Dungeons & Dragons, well, it's odd that you're here because that's what the channel is labeled as. So...
Unless, of course, you typed in Dungeons and Dragons into Google hoping to watch the 80s cartoon, in which case you are definitely in the wrong place.
yeah, also that. But who knows? Maybe you'll like us better. Not everyone liked it. So...
It did get a comic sequel. Like a lot of cartoons in the 80s and 90s that stopped prematurely.
Yeah. In recent years haven't helped them. Feel like they've been the victim of gratuitous hate. Alright, well, anyways, if you're not here to watch Dungeons and Dragons, then go away. Because that's what's gonna be there.
Just go away.
Shoo! Alright.
Abscond with thee.
But if you are here for Dungeons and Dragons, well, no matter the reason, whether you like us, you like Dungeons and Dragons, you like us playing Dungeons and Dragons, you like the artwork of the channel, which right now is really basic, but I've been updating everything. Right now, you'll notice a few updates in some screens. The schedule has been updated, so, I'm getting there. So if you want to watch all of this, become Dungeons & Dragons, well, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Why is everything so choppy tonight? What's wrong? Computer is not finding it hard.
Oh, sorry, I keep using Zahwaldo, and,
No, I don't know why. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go with that. Hey, Sam's there. Hello.
Hey.
Alright, maybe it's something with my camera. I did play with the cables behind my computer. Maybe I didn't plug it properly, but I don't have access to it while I'm streaming. So like I was saying, if you actually want to watch this, well, it's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. If you like the thunderstorm in the background, it's ambient mixer. If you like the world map, it's Wonderdraft. If you like the battle map, it's Dungeon Alchemist. And that's everything that needs to be said. So, what happened? Oh, we don't need a storm while we're recapping the episode. Alright, so what happened last episode? Alright, so last episode. Let's center this a little bit better. Don't need to see my face, I just need to see yours. Alright, so last episode. Well, our party barely survived its fight with the elemental creature sleeping in the pond next to the gate operating device. Exhausted and injured, our heroes hurried to return to the gate to help the rescued villagers get through the other side. Once everyone was safe, they gathered their new friends and crossed the gate. However, fated event intervened, and one of their friends stayed behind to make sure no threat followed our heroes as they crossed back their home realm. With heavy hearts, they finally reconnected with their friends from the garden. There they were greeted. Some with joy in their heart, others disappointed because they bet they wouldn't be coming back right now. But most of the citizens of the garden actually were pleased to see our adventurer back.
Eventually they might start expecting the Time Knights to not show up on time.
Yeah, it's just part of the job. It's actually part of the job description with your name. Or, they could also start expecting all of you to always be early. Time can go both ways,
Yeah, we haven't really gone backwards in time yet, so, fingers crossed.
Well, technically, you might.
Whoa.
Okay,
we did that one
We've gone back in time one time.
Well, you went backward once, you went forward twice.
It's such a small sample size. It's hard to really get a true pattern down yet.
Now, the miracle would be to get you all in time all the time.
Eventually we'll figure out cables technology.
Yeah. Or how to make quick plans.
Let's not get too crazy.
Okay. Well, a dungeon master can always hope. Alright.
Honestly, I'm still holding out for going at least 3 plans without somebody mentioning the bomb.
That's never
That
gonna
ain't happening.
Alright.
Even if what we're planning for involves no combat at all, the bomb still comes out.
It's like, how are we going to impress the king of this fine land?
Bomb.
Use the bomb. We're gonna throw it outside and it's gonna
Tower.
explode and he's gonna be amazed.
How am I going to seduce this bomb?
Gonna put the bomb in my pants. Yeah. All right. So, last episode when we ended, everyone was back inside of the tavern. Everyone was doing something slightly different. Tobiyashi was pigging out like as if there were no tomorrow, always being enticed by your necklace to go toward that new food, that thing you haven't tasted, or that thing you've already tasted, but man, it tastes so different. It's like you're re-exploring your taste buds. You've ate an apple before, but now you taste that apple and oh man, that's so different. It's juicy, it's sweet, it's crunchy.
In my whole body.
Yeah. You're rediscovering your body. That's going to entitle something special during the night. Remy, your husband is re-exploring his body.
I guess puberty does that to you.
Well, technically, he's been born for only a few months, so are you a pedophile?
Uses of a different maturity.
If we're going by what D&D says, I'm mature at 1 year old.
Well, no, technically, every single magical object and potion can only bring you back to 13 years old. That's because it's the minimum age to play Dungeons and Dragons. So
thinking there.
Well, they said that in an interview once. um, all right, so Tobiyashi just pigging out, eating old stuff, new stuff. Tastes amazing.
Red stuff, blue stuff.
Yeah.
Plates, bowls, spoons. No.
a foot. So yeah, no, you're just wondering where it's all going, but it's all going, and you're just eating and eating and eating, and time passes, and damn, you just keep pinging out on everything else.
Like we're cutting you off. No.
Well, it's a feast because 4 adventurers which were lost in time came back. So for the remainder of the night, you get a free meal, and you can try anything you haven't tried. You can retry things you've already tried. Fisher, you notice that some gnomes are starting to bet on what's going to happen once he's eaten too much. Bets on where it's all going. Bets on is he gonna eat a hand by mistake at one point.
Is he gonna pop?
Yeah. And you even hear a few gnomes say, he smells like oranges, so when he eats oranges, is it cannibalism?
Oh my God, orange Jello, my favorite. No, I'm sure.
Audience, for you, the evening is part of the evening is spent watching Tobiyashi eat. You've never seen him eat that much. He's a monk. He's nearly the same thing as Anvara. He feels content eating nearly dry gruel. But now he's eating more than you. And he's eating everything. I mean, you're pretty sure that was decoration on top of that dish over there, and he just ate it.
I'm drinking too.
Yeah. So, yeah. You sort of have that intrusive thought in your mind of, if I put a cat in front of him, is he going to eat it? But it's just pushed away. It's, no, let's not go there.
I summoned Magnet. No, I'm kidding.
And he's like, unless turns to Raimi's cat.
I thought it was exactly the same thing. Looks like Twinkling Bell.
I got a cat.
Then you look at Fisher, who took Terry out, and Terry looks at you instead. But also part of your evening is spent catching up with events. You've already said that you spent part of the evening watching at who did what and what accomplishments and where everyone has gone, and you notice that quite a few adventure managed to actually distinguish themselves. Some took a little bit of time, but others you knew, and they just kept on giving and giving. Core has kept on going for more and more impressive. Always killing something new and bringing a large variety of meats to try at least once. One that you sort of expected but also did not expect to be at that level. You've always known that Sarn was a very accomplished druid, but you were privy to seeing something that you did not expect during the attack on the hunter cult, the last one, the one that you weren't part of, someone filmed one of his exploit as he was each one of the greatest hero was heading a team of adventurers, and the team in which Sarn was ambushed. But Sarn, you're not sure how, you're not sure where. Obviously, some of it comes from his object, the cloak he has on his back, because he was surrounded. The group with him had no chance of escaping, but he just turned around and you saw pattern appearing on his cloak. And then he just grabbed the side of the mountain, and in response, a gargantuan elemental creature just burst out of the side of the mountain and pulverized every single cult member that was threatening them. You've seen the elemental creature being summoned before, but that size? And it did not even look tiring to him. It seemed to be as easy for him as for a bear to just reach into water and get a salmon out of the stream. Of course, you saw a few more elements of Temptress, because apparently there was a lot of people that were very interested in filming her as she just walked through the ranks of the enemy, barely clothed, and making sure that they all watched her. And then suddenly they all became blind. Seemingly permanently.
Well,
Fair enough.
You know, I'm reminded at least a little bit of the Star Trek dance.
Well, the only thing you can hear on this recording is her saying, "You really should be careful about giving in to temptation." Others, less impressive, like Bertrand,
No, sir.
actually has managed to become quite a skillful warrior. Well, actually, you're looking at him in the video. He seems to be becoming, what Fisher might become in a few levels.
Damn.
You also have a moment to see a brief recording of the funeral of your paladin friend, Corinth. Apparently one gnome managed to sneak in and film a little bit of things. One thing you learn through that video is that recording is it apparently is a custom of the turtle from where he is to have all of his family members come back and honor him, all of his children and children's children, for everything he has done and everything he has accomplished, and just to acknowledge his presence. Now, you've always known that turtles lay a lot of eggs, but you did not expect your seemingly elderly friend to have this many children and grandchildren, because the recording shows literally several hundreds of turtle all gathered together around what remained of his body. Apparently he was just burned, cremated, and returned to the sea. Now, you did not expect him to have this many children. Of course, in all of this, they're not all just his children. Some of them are the children of his children. But, when you look at someone and okay, there's enough turtle there to fill a town.
I mean, they're old. Turtles live a long time. Kind of makes sense.
Well, I don't remember if this
Do
world's
they?
turtles.
Well, they left it.
Because 5e turtles are super annoyingly super short-lived.
Well, you can play with how it's worded to increase a little bit their lifespan. In 5th edition, yeah, they're annoyingly short-lived. But you can twist what they tell you to give them the same lifespan as humans. Because they say that it's roughly, I think, 80 years old or 50 years old that turtle can live.
I think it's 50.
Yeah, but they say that the average turtle lives 50 years old. Now, during the Middle Ages, the average lifespan of a human was 55 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in Dungeons and Dragons, they say that human can live up to 120 years old. So, you could say that turtle can live up to probably 110 years old.
Also, not even getting into the whole, not excluding...
Turtle babies don't survive very long.
Infancy, the infant birth death rates.
Yeah. But no, it makes sense because they give every single ability to the turtle that grants normal turtle, a long lifespan. I've extended their lifespan a little bit. When you give every single elements that gives you a long lifespan, but you don't give someone a long lifespan, that's so weird.
It's kind of similar to how kobolds can technically live out to be 120, but they live a kind of life that winds up dying by the time that they're 20.
Yeah. For kobold, it's a different matter, but speaking of kobolds, you do learn that the kobold that escaped from audience's dimensional space when he had it cleaned still lives inside of the garden. He has established his house in a tree in the arboretum and is relentlessly protecting it from any gnome getting too close.
Dedication.
Some say he's probably a little bit crazy. But no one knows exactly from where he escaped. Not long after.
Who let you out?
Well, it's the gnomes. Technically, that's what's humiliating about it. So, also, audience, you learn after this, after watching this very incredible sight of so many turtle coming to honor your good friend, that Nisa was a part of the funeral. But she left not long after. Actually, it coincides with a near-death incident that implied coven. She left not long after that. Some say it's just because she didn't want to have to face the death of two people she knew. But some think that there's something weird about all of these elements, and she's gone off because she's trying to figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah, unless there's someone specific that you would like to know more about within the community of the garden. I think that's about everything that you learn. Anything new that you learn.
Okay. No,
I mean,
no,
is
that
the gnome
sounds-
gambling house on fire?
No, they've expanded it.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, you do learn by hearing people. There's a new shop in the commercial quarter. They sell candy. You hear one of the gnome talk about Toby Toffees.
A taste of
happened?
Toby with every bite.
Oh God.
Or every lick, depending on.
But think about it, Toby. Now, if you do die, you'll always be remembered somehow.
That's true.
As a candy flavor.
Taste of
He
Toby.
will survive inside of all of us until he passes.
What about
Through.
does Fisher have a flavor too?
Well, you didn't hear that while you were eating everything, so
Yeah.
unless audience wants to tell you the good news, you don't get.
Audience, I think, would actually save that for Toby to see on his own.
You know, maybe.
Like, oh my God, what's this candy?
Maybe buy him a toffee. Toby
Yeah,
toffee.
maybe I'll buy him a Toby later.
The Toffee.
Well, Fisher, for you, it's sort of an odd mix of feeling because probably the garden is the place where there are the most people like you. But also, they all come from a place where it's normal. They've reached a level of understanding of arcane things that allows them to build arcane life whenever they want. It's not an accident where they're from, so it's literally a civilization that feels, hopefully, how yours might end up in a few hundred years, where you're a common occurrence. But also, it's weird the fact that they're not from your world. Everything that feels difficult for everyone in your world feels like child's play for them. With all of the gnomes, quite literally child's play.
Oh no, they're being experimented on.
Yeah. Oh, but I've learned I'm not gonna keep willingly doing
Keep. Well, at least without being properly compensated.
exactly.
And during the night, there is a gnome that arrives and says, "Hey, you're back! Do you want to taste the potion?"
Hey. No.
You had to roll for this.
It's like you have to. No.
I rolled a 15 on my wisdom check.
Oh wow, you've grown wiser.
Yeah.
You know, you felt it inside of you, that pull to, oh, why not? No, then maybe not.
Not today.
I
Satan.
just remember the night being like, what? Stop. Why you do that?
And you willingly drank that potion. Interesting. So, the evening is spent with merriment, learning a few things that happened, watching Tobiashi scarf down so much food, I mean, how much does he weigh? He probably.
Is he visibly changing at all? Like, is he like increasing in size anywhere, or is it just disappearing?
Well, no, actually, it's he probably retook what he was missing because he lost a few appendages during the stagnant episode thing. He took back the size that he had before, but no, it's just he's just absorbing everything. I mean, he does seem to have a nice glow right now. A healthy glow. His colors seem to have been dull a little bit before, but now, he looks healthy. He looks like healthy, and on top of that, he just had sex healthy.
Okay, figuratively and literally glowing. I just had sex and it felt so good.
And he does feel a little bit more hyper than usual. So essentially, because he's a monk, he looks like a normal person.
Fisher keeps thinking about getting in on the betting with the gnomes, but he's
I'm actually
just
not fidgety now.
got,
I'm just like,
he's just so confused by what's happening. He doesn't know what to bet on. So he's just
Rainy at the table the whole time, just.
I'm sitting here. Wait. Burp. Okay, let's keep going.
Let's go. Hey, what's that?
There's like tension. It stops for like 2 seconds. It's like everyone's quiet. Just burp. And then continue eating.
The moment you burp, the moment you say, okay, it's good, you hear like 50 gnome go, yeah! It comes from multiple layers of the tavern. Yeah! So the evening keeps on moving forward, and eventually some people start losing interest. A lot of people come and talk to you a little bit. You see those that you knew. You learn more about those who are on mission right now. Eventually, some gnomes start peeling off from watching this train wreck occurring, and they just leave a little orb on the table and they go away. Yeah, there's gonna be enough footage of this to make a 3D rendering. Eventually, probably when you reach something like 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., there's only 5 or 6 gnomes still watching you. You're slowing down, because there are less people, so they're bringing in less food, and you sort of have, okay. Even you're aware that there's something different about your body. You've been rediscovering tastes and smells and textures, and the garden's still going to be there. It's not going to be freed in the morning, but you're probably going to be able to enjoy it more in the morning. So I would imagine that you are not going to eat until someone throws you out of the inn.
As soon as I've eaten everything.
At least once?
At least once, yeah. I guess I'll stop. As I finish, I'm like, I still feel super hungry.
But that was amazing.
That was delicious. I've never tasted that many foods at once. I think I have new food combinations.
The moment you say this, you hear a gnome go, interesting. We're going to need to talk tomorrow. I'm going to want to hear more about these food combinations.
Toby's not the kind of guy that just puts ranch on literally everything.
Yeah, put ranch all over everything. Yeah, as I get up, I'll stretch. Oh, I'm feeling tired, so I might as well get to bed. I haven't slept in forever. Well, had a good night sleeping forever.
Yeah. Oh, you see the few gnomes that are there. Just, oh, all right, the show's over, I guess. Yeah, sure. Oh. Do you think he's gonna be back tomorrow? Probably.
Remy finally eats.
All of these little bites of everything that are left there. Oh.
Still just staring in fascination.
You know, usually if Remy, you tried to do this, you would have had to go to the bathroom 5 times in the evening. Tobiashi did not go even once.
Well, as far as we could tell.
Yeah. Then you look down and you see this puddle.
Yeah. It's like that the Casper movie when they're eating and it's just like falling out of the bottom of them.
So yeah. So you see the 2 gnomes. All right. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna follow him just to make sure that I get there when he gets there. Oh, okay, that's good. That's a good idea.
Where's my part of the earning? I look over at the gnome. Where's my part of the earning? I heard you guys. You guys think I can't?
You see a gnome looking at you. What earnings? I think you ate your earnings.
That's fair enough.
You see that pouch over there? That was gold.
Oh, shit. It tasted just like chocolate.
That's an interesting idea. I think I'm going to go talk to my cousin about this. And he leaves.
That's chocolate coins were invented.
Chocolate coins, yeah.
It is canon in this world. Tobiashi invented chocolate coins.
Are Fisher and audience still here, or did they go do stuff?
I don't know. I didn't speak for the rest of the party. I just spoke for the gnomes and the adventurers and the wardens.
I think Fisher would go to bed.
All right.
Or
Yeah,
go back
audience
to his
would
room.
head back to his room as well.
He wants to check his mail.
Audience wants to check how much money they've made from all the final. He assumes all the stuff's probably been sold within a year.
If I see Remy just sitting there staring, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to bed, Remy. I'll see you in the morning.
Also, audience
And he
needs to
gets
go
up and starts
draft.
following you.
I was like, audience also needs to go draft an apology letter to a dragon.
How do you apologize to a dragon? Well,
See, we tried to
the mail is
teleport.
gonna be
God.
Well, especially with in the audience's mind, how do you write a sorry note to a god, to a female god?
Well, I think more he was going to address it. He was probably going to
Sup,
address it to
babe?
the person he knows.
Annie?
Yeah, he's probably going to address it to Annie, and then hope that Annie could find some better words for him to express his apology. Since he's not super confident in his writing skills, but you know.
Yeah, no.
What's up,
Last
babe?
time you
totally
didn't roll
got
her
lost. Catch you
I got a
later.
flat tire for a year, and I started
Years,
living at this
right.
little countryside
A whole
house.
year.
And, yeah, like I was going to find a mechanic, but I ended up becoming part of this like countryside village kind of place, and then like it grew. I had to become a manager. It's crazy.
Started selling.
I had a wife and
beads.
kids. Yeah, beats. Beat it with my brother, you know, the usual.
Yeah, no. So technically, audience and Tobiashi's are the Beat brothers. So, and Tobiashi said that Remy is his husband. So technically, does that mean Remy is audience's stepbrother now?
Yeah.
God dang it! Now we have to add another tag to the stream.
So many tags.
There we go.
I didn't think we'd somehow arrive at semi-incest, but here we are.
By association.
I'm just waiting till people start making like is it fan art of all this? It's gonna be amazing.
I've been waiting for fan art. I go take my email every 2 weeks. No one's ever written me, but who knows? But we have received some pressure to create a Discord for our channel, so maybe we'll do that. Ask people to post the fan drawings in there. All right. So Fisher goes.
Amy's following Tobiyashi to their room just to make sure that they actually get there safely.
Well, that's the thing. So Remy, you follow Tobiyashi?
Yes, because like honestly, Tobiyashi has not had a great track record of safely making his way from the tavern to his room. Or...
What?
All right, so
now I'm exactly like Zoro. Wherever my pendant, I obviously take my pendant with me.
Of course.
I'm like Zoro now. Like I get lost everywhere I go because of my pendant.
You're not sure why, but as you're walking back to your personal quarters, you're holding that pendant, just looking at it. Why did you want me to eat so much? I don't know. There's this odd sensation in the back of your mind that someone is laughing really hard. So you arrive to your quarters, and well, with your passive perception, no, that's right, your passive perception.
Nope.
You're
Not
getting
anymore.
used to your new eyes, so that passive perception has gone down a little bit. But hey, Remy would see it. So there's a signpost on Tobiyashi's door. As you arrive, and just in front of it, usually you just have to walk to it and it opens. It doesn't open.
Oh God! What does it say?
Biohazard.
No. Do not open door. Dangerous creature inside.
Yeah, bio.
Well, I opened the door.
You could 1v1 your pet spider, right, Toby?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Just gets
She'll
dunked
be
on.
loyal to me.
Just gets...
Remy's here with me.
So Tobiyashi starts trying to force his own door open.
Come on, I know it was easier last time.
You see him pull and pull and pull, and he's pushing so hard inside. You know, it feels like he's able to push his fingers between the space between the door and the wall. You know, it's sort of weird. His hands go nearly halfway in, and Tobiyashi, you're just forcing this, and suddenly you sort of feel the other side of the door.
Unlock it.
Well, you can't unlock it. It usually just opens by itself, and now it doesn't. So now you have to pull really hard. Make an athletics roll, please.
11.
11. It's so hard. You pull and you pull, and Remy, you start feeling pity for Tobiashi. You know, someone being this driven to do something that's written, do not do it. And he just keeps at it. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. After 10 minutes, eventually, you sort of hear something inside the wall go, and the door just open.
Oh. Is it just covered in spider webs?
Well, pretty much. And BAM! There's something that hits a force shield right in front of you. You just hear. You see these claw marks.
Oh.
And then goes back inside all of the webbing in there.
I forgot about that. What? Weren't they? I swear the gnomes were supposed to do something to it. Like, how the hell am I supposed to get in my room now? Okay.
You've been doing this for so long. You know, you nearly spent 10 minutes trying to pull the door apart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just...
Here you go.
And maybe just like walks over, puts a hand on his shoulder, and just says, "All right, men, time to show dominance."
You want me to go in there and beat up my spider or the spider? All right.
In the brief moment that it was on the force shield in front of you, it
How
feels
big
like
is it? Yeah.
yeah, it's roughly the size of a tiger.
Mm.
And it's fast. Really fast.
Oh, I know what I
Look,
could do.
Gravy, you won't get respect from your captured unless you show dominance.
That is true. First off, let me try something a little bit maybe safer for both of us. I'm gonna put on my mask.
Well, so you're already in the guard. It'd be easy to be rezzed.
It is true. I'm gonna put on my mask and go by the door. I'm like, "Hello? Yeah, do you understand me?"
Well, you hear a rumbling inside of there. Remy, you also hear it, but you get a translation from this, and it just repeats. Kill, 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 kill. Then eat it. Then kill. Kill again.
Then eat
kill.
it.
Kill again, 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 again. And then eat it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. All right, I guess I got to. Pull up my silks like their sleeves. Okay. And I could walk in the force field, right?
No.
No? Fuck. I go to walk in and blink.
They have gnomes in here. It's gonna be hard getting inside of there. They don't want gnomes to intentionally get in there.
Well, I guess I better go find a warden or something.
Well, as you
This
say
is prob-
this, because you've been making so much noise, there is a warden that's slowly making its way toward the both of you.
Oh, hey, so how am I supposed to get in my room? Okay, so do you know any information on what the gnomes did to this spider and if it's been fed?
Well, according to record, it has been fed, and they did try to talk to it, but no one knows how to talk devil tongue. So, they were able to use magic, but it seems to have one very focused mind. So eventually your quarters were condemned, and you were given new quarters in a different corridor.
Condemned.
Okay.
Well, now that you're here, it will probably be easier to handle this. ownership of the creature will be given back to you, and so long as you can manage this safely, you will be given free reign on what you do with the creature.
Okay.
You can't ask a gnome to do things. One of them was nearly eaten alive 6 months ago.
Yeah, I kind of figured since it wasn't like half robotic yet. So, I mean, sorry, not robotic.
Blinks.
I forgot the name. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking we were just with a whole bunch of them. Oh my God, how could I forget this? You guys, I'll remember it later.
Very well. Follow me. I will show you to your new quarters. We have did everything we could to transfer all of your belongings to your new quarters. Of course, a few things were left behind, but they were mostly clothes.
Okay.
So we figured you would not mind too much.
That's good.
Be warned, the creature does have a tendency to poison people and then tear off their limbs and eat them and keep it in a cocoon.
I guess it's good for me now. I mean, not good for me, but if it happens, I could just grow it back.
Interesting change. May I suggest that you visit the infirmary in the morning?
That's part of the plan. I'm just trying to get some rest. We've been nonstop for a while, and I just ate a whole bunch.
Yes, I've heard.
Yeah.
You ate well over 200 pounds of food.
Well, when you put it that way, now I kind of feel bad.
Oh no, do not feel bad about this. I've heard many gnomes have taken quite an interest on you, wanting to know what's going to happen after you eat all of this.
Damn, she's thick.
I have a feeling in the back of my head that it's not going to be something quite to my liking. But anyways, which corridor is it at?
Follow me. And he gets you to your new quarters. Brand new, all cleaned. You recognize most of everything you left there. Most of those things are just decoration, trophies that you might have decided to keep. You know, you don't have a wardrobe anymore, but...
Yeah, that's fine.
The warden does
mail?
say... might I suggest going to the shopping quarters, to the shopping district in the morning, maybe to refurnish your lost clothing effects?
Yeah, I got to do that, and then I have to get my fine clothes repaired from when we fought that dragon, and I've been wearing them. Yeah, I got a couple things to do there. Also, mail. My mail's here, right? You guys got my mail?
Yes, of
Did it
course.
all survive?
Okay. Oh no, information was kept inside more secured devices.
Okay.
Do not worry. If anything feels like it has been corrupted or incomplete, you can always try and find Thayag. She will most likely be able to retrieve any information that's missing.
And I feel like I should give this to you so you guys can look it over tonight, because I don't even know if you guys sleep. But I have more information on the Spire. I don't know if I should give it to them directly or give it to you so they could look it over before they talk to us, because I know they need to talk to us.
We've been warned that there will be a debriefing tomorrow, so maybe
Okay.
just keep it
I'll bring
with
it there,
you
yeah.
and show it to Elithane in the morning.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. I'll deal with that spider demon in the morning. Or not in the morning. In a couple days, I guess.
Yes, well, we have learned it can live 2 weeks without eating, and it has been fed 2 days ago, so...
You got to bring us some food.
Just
All right, one gnome. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
yes, of course. Have a pleasant night.
Mhm.
He turns toward you, Remy. Have a pleasant night as well.
For some reason, whenever I imagine these guys, they're like the gargoyles, like they're giant gargoyles. But no,
No,
I know
they
what they
they
look like.
just look they look like tall humanoids, tall humans with black cloak, completely covered. Even their hands, they wear gloves. You've only seen maybe two of them not wearing gloves, and this is what allows you to see that there are indeed arcane beings.
Mm.
Think more just like Organization 13 robes.
Okay.
All right. So you go to bed, Remy. Where do you go? Do you go to your own quarters, or do you want to go to Kobayashi's quarters?
It's like, you good, mate?
Good. I should be fine. Hopefully. We'll see what happens in the morning. Ugh. Also, I don't know if you've seen it anywhere, but I'm missing that book from the other night. Um, I don't know if I dropped it or maybe I gave it to Fisher. I remember showing it to him. Anyways, I should be good.
You know what? Like, Raimi will just snap his fingers and the twinkling bell wanders into Tobayashi's room.
He's gonna keep an eye on me? Okay.
All right. So you're gonna see this happening. Interesting.
Well,
So you go back to your own quarters and you tune in into cat vision.
Cat Vision is a very interesting new singing competition, but
All right. So
I guess I would call it Pussy Vision, but
I go to sleep.
all right.
Oh, I make the cat a little hanging like silk bed
A little
so I
silk
could lay in it.
hammock.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to treat your husband's pussy the right way. I mean, you opened the door wide open for me.
I mean, the door was left wide open, so
It was.
just try not to get too distracted. Like occasionally, the pussy will sit on your face, but that's normal.
That's normal.
Really, it's just
yeah.
to show dominance.
It happens.
Wow. What a weird 5 minutes. So, all right. So you all go to sleep. In short, objectability. So, Fisher, you're probably the one for whom it's the least ceremonial. You are increased in ability because you're just there, and
Terranad just goes, "Hey, I figured something out."
yeah. I think I figured a way to increase the efficiency of something. But you're going to have to go dark while I do the last update.
All right.
So you... Yep.
I guess, yeah. Give me a second to look through shit here first, and then...
Sure. Alright, so at level 10, your object grants you a new spell and more spell point. So now you have 6 spell point, and I've already told you what spell Terranad grants you.
Mm-hmm.
Remy, while you're sleeping, so the lantern. Here is the lantern. So at this level, all right, that's right. I'm alternating. One level is a power, one level is a new spell. So now it's just a power. So you find yourself dreaming. And you know you're dreaming because, and you know it's something else inducing a dream because that's not how your dreams are usually. They're not that fluid and they're not things that you've never seen before. But you're walking in a room with a lot of people around you. You know, interesting people, a whole different groups. Some people, you know, they look to have healthy finances. Others seem to be there just to fill the room. You see audience in the background because he's always in your dream somewhere.
It's always somewhere.
And then suddenly the room starts losing light. It's going darker and darker and darker and darker. You feel a little bit of anxiousness at the idea that the room might go completely dark. And unfortunately, your anxiety is confirmed when the room goes absolutely completely dark. You can't see a single thing. You try and see your own hand like this and you can't see it. And then you feel something from your lantern. This desire to be acknowledged. Instinctively, you take your lantern out and you look at it. And you notice that one of the shutter is opened. You feel that pull to close it and then open it again. When you open it again, there is a flash of colors, all the colors of the rainbows. And you see those colors go everywhere in the room. They just slither and go everywhere, and they wrapped around people. They wrap themselves around people. And then suddenly you start seeing again. But it's reacting to noise. Someone moves his hips and his coin purse moves slightly. You hear that cling inside the purse, but you also see wisps of colors. Then you realize, oh man, your lantern is telling you something. From now on, if you expend one spell slot worth of point, you can see sound for 10 minutes.
I'm almost I was suddenly forgetting their name.
So if you want, I'm not gonna use this in the future because I am not that good with music. But just keep in mind there are 7 colors of the rainbow and there are 7 notes. So each note has a distinct color, and for anything that has an element of sound, unless it is magical darkness, you will always see these little of color being the sound itself, and you see it travel. So if someone drops a coin, you will see that tung, and you will see that color just going everywhere. But it is so sensitive that even while in complete darkness, you're looking at a person and you see those little wisps of color where his heart is, just going poof, poof, poof. Any sound can be seen.
So
Remy is either Toph or Daredevil.
Actually, it is very close to an ability that already exists in people. There are people that can actually taste and see sound, and they do.
Oh, you're talking about synesthesia?
They do explain it like this: that they see these little explosion of sometimes color and sometimes taste. So I've inspired myself from this. So now, using your lantern, you can give yourself the ability to see sound, even in complete darkness, unless it is magical darkness or that the creature is literally not in the same plane of existence. You can see it. That means even if a creature is simply invisible through magic, the simple fact that it's going to move and reach for his weapon, the folding of the cloth around him, will create these little explosion of colors that you will be able to see.
Oh no. You know, it's probably a good good thing that Tobiashi's not there right now, because I'm just imagining just like explosive, like occasional like spurts of like explosions right near his butt. Oh no.
And oddly enough, because of the mix of sound, it comes out as brown. It's the perfect mixture of musical note. It comes out brown.
Hear that, guys? Canon. It's like harmony is represented by brown.
All right, well, it is your new ability. I'm sure you will find ingenious ways of using it. And never be afraid to ask me if you can do this and if this can, for example, give you advantage because something is moving and making sound, and now you can actually see it and not just have to. So yes, sometime if you ask me, you will gain advantage to detect something that is making sound, even if you can't see it, because now you can. So, this is your new ability. For you, audience, well, you find yourself inside of that little universe of yours where your friendly dragon is busy rewiring your insides. So you see that large stump that is his home, and the door is slightly ajar, and you hear him from inside, and come on, come in, come in. I think it's ready.
All right, I'll go on in.
All right. Sit down.
I like to imagine there's an actual stump just around audience heart now. It's just...
Hey, don't take my thing.
Sit down, sit down. We're going to have to do a little bit of working, but I think everything is ready. Do you feel like you want to drink something? Maybe you'd like some tea, some sort of beverage?
Can you make tea in here? Is tea a thing?
Well, it's just shoving leaves in boiling water and waiting until it tastes something? Isn't that it?
Yep. I guess.
Well, I'm inside your mind, so yeah, of course. If you know what that leaf tastes, I can probably make tea of that.
Okay. Sure, I'll have some tea.
All right, that's good, that's good.
I first start to imagine some of the psychedelic leaves Stork show me that I'm like, oh wait, I might be doing wiring work. Never mind. And I think I'm just some like natural, just herbs and stuff.
Well, no, it's I'm actually very pleased that you're taking this option because I'm gonna have to go inside. And last time you had nasty breath, a bit weak also, but we're gonna try and resolve that. All right, drink your tea. Well, you didn't do it with a straw, but yeah.
This might be the first time, but probably won't be the last time that a guy will inform him that he needs to rearrange his insides.
All right, so he turns around. He turns around, and you see the key to open the gate. It's a good thing you went to sleep with it next to you, because otherwise it would have been out of reach. All right. You see it's been thoroughly coiled with the copper wiring that you've given it. It's sort of giving a feeling of a Tesla coil a little bit. All right. Then we just open the ending part, extend it a little bit. I'm gonna take this knife. All right. Good. One last sip. Now open wide.
Okay.
You open your mouth and he grabs your jaw and opens it as much as he can. And he starts crawling inside of your mouth and then inside of your throat. You just feel it going down. You see his legs just dangling out like this in front of you. The tail just going.
Great, 2 tags in one session.
You hear him speak, and it sounds cavernous in there. All right, that's interesting. You've been neglecting this even more. It feels more flabby than before, and he just squeezes something, and you have that burp of lightning energy. I mean, really, it's just embarrassing. Look at it. And yeah, again, that... All right, let's...
I can't see it. But I take your word.
Let's do something about it. Let's take it out. You feel something tearing inside of you.
Oh my god. We're doing like wake surgery? Jesus, okay.
It's a weird feeling. You know? It's...
You know, you could have had anesthesia, but you chose tea instead.
I was hoping the tea would have a anesthetic effect, but...
All right, let's plug this in here, and you feel something... Third tag? Hard being shoved deep inside of you. You recognize this cylindrical shape of that thing. It's not intentional, I swear.
Look, as long as it doesn't go out the other end, we don't have to do a full.
Guys, this is a big moment for me, okay? I've been waiting 5 levels for this. Let's not demean it by sexual jokes. Come on now. We're all adults.
It really shoves it in, twists it a little bit. All right, that's going to heal really well. That's right. Fire might not be a good idea in here. Can you hand me the bottle that's green on the table?
I'll just I can't really talk, so I'll just walk over to the table and find the green bottle and kind of be like, wait, how do I hand this to you? You're already like...
That's a good question. And you see one of his toe wiggle. Give it there. I'll try and get it in.
Okay. I put it into
He
his
grabs it
foot.
with one of his feet, and he tries to wiggle it, and it feels so uncomfortable, like swallowing something that's way too big, but not big enough to choke. There's that uncomfortable feeling of a hard thing going down your gullet. Yeah. All right. Oh, hold on. I can't. If I push it more, the cork will open. That's gonna hurt like hell. Hold on. Let me think about this. Like this. You feel something else reaching inside of you, and then the bottle is taken. All right. I think this is it. I can't see. There's no light in here. All right. I'm gonna trust that you took the right bottle. And you feel something being poured inside of you.
Wait. Do you need light? I can figure something out.
No, there's nothing that can make light now. I've torn it out. There's something new being placed in.
Okay.
You feel something burning. It's acidic. But you also recognize the very gentle technique of cauterizing a wound around that piece of metal that you just inserted inside of you. All right, that's good. I'm pretty sure that's gonna hold. Now, if you ever breath out and you feel like something's gonna come up your throat that's solid, stop. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be all right.
Okay.
So now, for the real magic, let's take a little bit of that wiring out and plug it in your heart. You feel that surge of energy just going. Oh, God. All right, I'm coming out.
Okay. Do you need help? Do you need me to pull on your feet?
Okay, the feet, not the tail.
Okay. Grab his feet, kind of pull him out of my mouth.
He just pulls out slowly and man, what did you eat? And then that was all nasty. Yeah, by the way, it's still digesting. Maybe you should eat something a little healthier next time. All right.
I like meat. What can I say? I'm a dragonborn.
Yeah, but you don't need to eat this greasy a meal. I mean, look,
I get enough cardio. Have you seen how much I've been running recently? I feel like my entire life has been running.
Well, I mean, yeah.
My cardio is on point.
I mean, I guess it's what happened when you can't fly. All right. Now.
Remind me to buy a flying potion.
I'm thinking about it. Well, you can buy it, but don't take it. I mean, I've been telling you I want some magic in my hoard. You haven't been doing anything about this.
Well, maybe if we have actual money now, I can find like an amulet or something of flying. Maybe I'll buy that.
Well, actually,
That would be
you know what impresses a lot of people? Magical art.
I'm sorry, man. There weren't a lot of artists in the shard we were in. There were no colors.
All right. I'll make an exception for this time. All right. So now, try and gather a little bit of energy inside of your mouth.
Okay.
So your breath has been updated as I have shown you. So the damage progression has been seriously reworked. If I am not mistaken, right now, when you use your breath weapon, you do 5d8s of lightning damage.
5d8.
And now, all right, try it once. That thing over there. Look outside,
Okay.
not inside.
Is this just gonna happen in my mind, or is this gonna happen in my room?
I don't know.
Can we maybe wait till I'm awake? I don't want to scorch my ceiling.
Okay, well, if you insist.
I promise I will try it tomorrow.
All right.
I also would maybe like someone else with me in case I have a heart attack again. Like a medic.
This should be fine. That because I've coiled the wiring around the magical object that you gave me, it's going to pull most of its energy directly from that rod that you gave me. So it's going to take the pressure off of your body. But
okay.
You still are going to feel a little bit of a drawback because every time you are going to use that new breath, it's going to take a little bit out of you. But it will come back usually. So don't worry about it.
Okay.
So in D&D term, as I've written, when you use it, it's a Constitution saving throw that you do. If you succeed it, you regain it immediately. If you fail it, you lose it for the day. The thing that I didn't write in what I gave you is that when you take a short rest, you get a second chance to succeed at a failed save.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, and when you use it, because of the wiring I did, think about your god.
Okay.
And then push everything out.
I was tempted to say which god, but I don't.
So
okay, I will try it tomorrow, I promise. When in a more maybe like open field.
That's probably a good idea. And aim for a rock. Trees can be sensitive. They don't.
I shouldn't aim for Toby. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I don't know. How well does he take being blown up? I mean, it happened once.
Fairly well, honestly, from record, but I think I've done enough to that man.
Okay. Well, that's really up to you. All right. Well, I think I've done everything I could. You're gonna need a little bit of healing. You might feel a sore throat for the next few days, but otherwise, I think everything's good.
Okay. Excited to try it tomorrow. Thank you.
Well, I'm excited to see if everything holds. Last time everything nearly exploded in here, but I'm sure everything will be fine. And your dream starts to fade as he's saying this.
I get a little achievement that pops. You are now doctor's assistant. Are qualified to be a doctor.
All right, so do you want me to say out loud now what the second update means, or do you want me to wait until you use it?
No, you can wait till I use it.
All right, so you all went to sleep. You all had your power increase. Tobiashi, while you're sleeping, you know your object will probably grant you something. You've been thinking so hard about it. You've been feeling a little jealous of everyone else.
I have been, yeah.
Yeah, because they all can use something. Well, Fisher and Remy, audience is just awesome naturally.
Just awesome.
But you have that dream inside of that little space in your mind where you're there, you're training, you use the abilities of your glove, you know, you have your sparring partner, you touch them, you use your combat incisiveness, you feel your ki going inside, expanding, and getting that insightfulness. You feel good. You look at something and you see that rock and you just push everything you can inside your punch and you use the thunderous punch ability of your glove. And it feels good. It feels like you're on top of everything. Then you feel that moment of calm. And BAM! You let that energy explode doing that thunderclap cantrip with your gloves. Ooh! And then suddenly you see something arriving, a projectile. You focus for a moment, put your arms in front of you, focus that energy, and BAM! Hit your arms together, and you see that plane of energy in front of you. And it hits. You feel that surge of energy, of pride inside of you. Yes, your glove. I did promise you that your glove would give you the ability to cast shield by spending 2 key points.
Spending 2 key points. Okay. Sounds good. It's better than me never being able to use my what is it called again? No. God dang it. Well, catching shit that's thrown at me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it did happen a few times. You did do a few interesting things.
A few times, yeah.
All right. So, you feel so pumped with this ability. And then, you feel so energized by this. And Remy, probably inside of your quarters, as Tobiashi's feeling so pumped inside of his dream, your jaw is just dropping and, your stomach feels like it wants to push out what you ate for a brief moment. Because you're watching this happen. And Tobiashi, the only thing that you witness is you wake up, feeling that pride inside of you. It's probably near the morning. You feel revitalized. You turn around and you're looking at yourself.
What?
And then there's another you in front of you. And he's looking at yourself and he also went,
Oh, fuck.
There are 2 of you. Remy, you saw it happening.
Great.
In the middle of the night, Tobiashi started to split into 2 of himself.
Well, I could control this other me right now.
No, actually, because you've been hounding me to respect, I am giving you the possibility to start playing as the other you.
All right. So I have to kill the other me, right?
No, the 2 of you are there.
That's exactly what it said. Do it.
All right. Yes. No. I am going full monk. So I don't know
you
if it's
versus you.
So
Who will win?
it's literally a clone. You have the exact same memory, up until that moment where you split off. I don't remember how it's called in English, but that essentially you no longer reproduce sexually. You reproduce like this.
Oh,
Asexually.
okay.
If you eat enough raw matter, you're just going to divide and become 2 of yourselves.
That's great. That's great to know. I guess it's one of those features that wasn't explained yet. I am... I feel like I should absorb him. No, okay. I just look at him.
I hear this man's virgin for life is what I'm hearing.
I look at him. I'm like, wait, who's the real me? You or me?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I think I'm the original one. So, well, actually, we'll go get this checked out right away. Follow me.
What do you
I
mean
mean you.
follow you?
I mean us.
Yeah. I know where we're going also. Don't start bossing me around.
You know what? I don't like your attitude.
I don't
feel
like yours. Remember, I know what you did.
Not even I know what I did.
I know what you did last summer.
All right, we walk out of the room.
The two of you go to the infirmary.
Yeah, we go to the infirmary.
All right. Well, Remy, you see all of this because your cat woke you up when the moment he started seeing Tobiyashi divide. For you it was a little bit weird because you literally saw him divide himself. It started to split, and then suddenly another arm appeared, and it pulled out of his arm.
So essentially, like the gruesome details
Oh,
of
yeah.
that process.
You saw cellular division in its most inglorious way possible. You sort of had that moment of, oh wow, that's new. That's strange. Oh god.
I just make a bunch of me, and then I start my own chain of businesses where I'm my own like cook, or like it's just a bunch of me taking care of somebody. I feel like that's amazing.
Turn into that like running
Toby's
gag
Cafe.
at PC where it's like the same guy every time in a new place.
I mean, just remember literally every single cartoon, TV show, movie plot where making multiples of yourself ended badly.
Well,
and that's like almost all of them.
Well, Remy, now you can have a threesome with your husband without cheating.
The thought occurs and he begins to ponder, but then throws up because he still hasn't gotten the division process out of his brain.
Toby the doctor, and then Toby the physician.
If you can find it inside of you to make him go through that process again, you could go to a foursome.
Yeah.
I mean, there is this beautiful thing called closing your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would still be in your memories. All right, so Tobiyashi and Tobiyashi, you make your way to the
I let everybody know. Well, I guess we let everybody. I guess we'd have the same thought at the same time.
For now, because you're really just divided, probably.
You hear two voices go, I gotta go to the infirmary. There's another. Well, there's two of us.
Toby, is something wrong with your ball? You're kind of echoey.
Yeah, it's coming out in stereo.
No, and then you see me look. Well, you don't see me, but I'm looking at the other guy. I'm like, is something wrong with your ball? And you hear me coming from that one.
Well,
there's this weird feedback loop.
It's only. Well, magical objects aren't being duplicated. It's really just your physical body. So this is why you're not going to end up with two people with your fists. So technically, if you watch the details, you'll notice that the real you is the one who's wearing the fist right now. The original you, I should say.
The original me, yeah.
Because it's...
I got to take them.
It's still really...
Well, the real question is, did you make sure that the other Tobiyashi had some clothes to put on?
No, he's naked.
Well, you can make a robe with your silk, so...
Yeah, he'll obviously probably would.
Just a long
Unless he's thinking about just freeball it.
Yeah, he could just hide it, absorb it.
So...
into
So
a pinball.
you're saying that you want to eat yourself?
No. Not until I go to the infirmary. Then we'll see.
All right. Well, you're all woken up, except Remy, who is already woken up and slightly sick. You're woken up by Tobiyashi warning you that now there are 2 of him, and he's on his way to the infirmary.
Well, Remy has to go support his husband at the hospital.
He's just given birth to himself.
I mean, there's that part, but then there's the inkling of Tobiyashi can only horribly explain what happened. So it's just a lot easier.
Minor illusion. Now you'll share into my pain.
Remy, you're just going to hear a private comm from audience. I just want to let you know if Toby's splitting gets out of control, you know what to do. And then knock it out. Just quick stop.
So you get to the infirmary, both of you, and you're greeted by a warden who just has that moment of, welcome. That's new. All right, follow me. And there's that tone in his voice of, not that again.
Again?
Well, gnomes.
Yeah.
At least this one has all of its limbs.
Oh my god, we could mirror image and... oh, no, never mind. Our magic items don't clone.
Hey, you're the first person ever who can naturally accomplish
Mirror
the
image.
very hard thing to do when someone say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah?
And then we get to add a new tag.
I feel like there's
Self-pleasure?
some of those tags that are just repeating from episode to episode. It's not always just a new one.
Well, no, like this episode is definitely putting some new ones in.
All right, so...
Like a clone sex is its own tag.
Well, because I'm allowing you to respec, there is that element of you also are made aware that the copy is not necessarily exactly the same. Some differences can occur. So, of course, the first thing that Tobiyashi would think is, can a duplicate of me be a woman?
Hey. You won't know until I keep trying.
Your clone has nothing but fighter levels. That's where they went.
That's where they went. It's just a fighter of me.
So, you're being taken to the back part of the infirmary where there is more elaborate equipment there.
I heard there was a lot of people here too, so...
Well, you see a few gnomes, you see a few adventurers. Some of them are recovering. Some of them are still sleeping. There's a gnome that's watching you as you go by. Oh man, he won again. Apparently someone bet that would happen.
And one gnome was really upset because he bet the exact same thing, except they were a woman.
They were a woman, yeah.
So you're taken in the back, and they start... Well, the warden and you see an elf also coming out of one room. And they start evaluating you with spells, with different tools. They take a little sample of you. They don't lob off one of your arms. They just take a little sample, cut off a few strand of hair and starts doing things like this. Your friends, if they want to go see you in the hospital, we have Remy, who is who has confirmed that he's going to see you. Fisher and audience, are you both going to comfort your friend in his hours of confusion?
Yeah.
Okay. Audience also? I think his sound has been cut. Audience?
Well, honestly, I think audience would maybe possibly be tempted to just like, what would happen if I used my lightning breath on this?
I did think about that.
So that would settle how one Tobiashi died. So this Tobiashi went to the market. This Tobiashi...
This Tobiashi ate a lot of roast beef.
So here comes another one.
So audience, do you also go and support Tobiashi?
No, audience needs to like do a lot of, I hate to say this, but paperwork and business stuff. When you
Oh no. Is audience going to start developing a rash?
No, but he does have to check in with a lot of things, so he's going to not go to visit Toby.
Okay, so he's trusting in Fisher and Remy to handle things. So Tobiashi, it takes a little bit of time and a lot of tests are being done. You get to know yourself. You never knew you were that annoying.
That is true.
I mean...
God, I hate this guy.
Now you know you wouldn't be able to live with yourself.
There can't be two of me. The world can't handle that.
Well, Fisher and Remy, as you arrive, and you're probably previewed to that deep discussion that Tobiashi is having with Tobiashi, with Fighter Monk Tobiashi having this discussion with Monk Tobiashi about who's going to be continuing this adventure, because there's only one fist, and you might draw a little bit of attention if you start having more of you.
It's true. Start talking. I'm like, well, I know the person who stays. I mean, you could like start a business or something. There's like, I could help you fund it and everything. On the way out. I do. If you are gonna stay, or if we are gonna stay.
Well, your Tobiashi looks at you and says, "Well, actually, I was thinking now we can be at two places at once. I could probably." Go and make sure that those other monks are prepared in case problems arrive.
I was also thinking about that. I do have to read the mail on them. So once I do, I know we don't have like a link or something, huh?
Well, I am you. They'll probably accept giving one of us an additional orb. So we'll be able to talk with each other.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll read the mail and let you know exactly what.
If you don't tell them, I'll bolster their forces with us.
Yeah,
a little bit.
And we and more information about exactly. And then I see Remy walking in. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. Anyways.
Well, I'll let you be the main Tobiashi.
Yeah. I'll make sure I'm talking to myself. Yeah, that's good.
Well, that's the odd thing. Now it answers when you talk to yourself. It can even argue.
Hi, Fisher, Remy. How are you?
Fisher, up until now, there was still this doubt in your mind that Tobiashi might be going crazy and he was just talking to himself out loud. But now you have that visual confirmation. It's two Tobiashi. One of them is naked, but still two Tobiashi.
Yeah, and when you say like doubt as to whether he was telling the truth or just going insane, Fisher 100% thought he was just going insane. What?
Oh, so I guess I'm still trying to figure out myself. That's why I'm here. They're doing tests on me.
Well, I guess that would be easier when there's another one.
Oh yeah, I
Let's
could
look
probably
at.
just go, huh? Um, me, I'm gonna leave you to it. I'll come and figure out about myself when I
Well,
come
they
back.
probably need
Do they need both
both
of
of
us?
you
That's true, huh?
Yeah,
to
then
Damn.
they're
make
probably gonna
to
want to make
see if you're the same or
Yeah,
not.
exactly the same.
All right, all right. That makes sense. But yeah, Fisher, this is me, Fisher, Remy, Fisher, Remy, your husband, Remy.
Hey, think about it. Think about it like this, Remy. Now you have two husbands. You're starting a
And still
harem.
no audience. No. But I guess it happened from when I was eating too much last night. That's what I'm
How
getting
many
at.
Tobys equal an audience? Because you can make up the difference now.
Hmm, duplicate, okay.
So,
Ugh.
after a few minutes of watching this really weird and Remy resisting the temptation, at least for a few moments, to show exactly what happened during the night, does Remy give in to the temptation or does he resist? Like a true Dungeon and Dragon player, planting the dice aside.
The answer is gives into temptation.
So, you just wait for the perfect moment to hear one of the Tobiashi say, I wonder what happened exactly. And then, boom! You get to see this in its most biologically gruesome image as possible. I know I missed a word somewhere in there. So
Well, I don't think I want that to happen again.
you just see him divide. His arm just splitting apart. You see the ooze going from each arm as he's just splitting up, and then suddenly the head starts to pull up, and then turn around and you see another head. There's a moment where there's 3 eyes, and then suddenly 4 eyes, 2 heads, and a single body, and then the body. You hear a warden say, well, yes, I would have imagined that would have been something like this. I have the test result, if you care to have them.
Yes. I would like to know what I am, or what is it going to show me?
The elf next to him, you've never seen this elf before. He just goes, well, we can confirm that you are no longer human. You are just a humanoid gelatin creature. I'm sure you've noticed that your body is a little bit more flexible than before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this does have the interesting side effect of someone can't dislocate your limbs anymore.
We'll figure that out.
You can also now survive full decapitation, which is always very useful. You can squeeze through pretty tight space. We've been able to shove you inside something as small as 1 inch. And probably just a little bit more. You didn't give us a lot of matter to work with, but as far as we can tell, you also are pretty resistant to falling from great distance. I mean, you're just gonna squash yourself and then reshape. As we can see now, you no longer reproduce sexually. I am going to tell the cook that you are being put on food restriction. We do not want to end up with dozens of you.
Damn it. I mean, okay.
They are going to watch carefully what you eat. You're going to be restricted to a maximum of 10 pounds of food a day. Maximum. That is still more than a normal human would eat. But
yeah, that sounds good to me.
at least like this, we can prevent you from having other babies. We've also noticed the side effect of your cellular structure having a citrusy flavor. But we've also noticed that it does share many properties of oranges. So this does have the, very niche property of being a natural remedy for what I believe you call scurvy. So be careful. It is your blood that is like this. So if you let too many people drink your blood, the same thing is going to happen with if you normally run out of blood, except for you, because you're mostly gelatine. Well, if you're not careful, someone can drink you.
That would be a problem. Yeah, I'll write that down.
We've already covered that tag today.
I believe that is the bulk of your abilities. I mean, there might be more that will become apparent. Apparently, you're a very new life form. You're not even a year old, which is a bit odd since you've been gone for nearly a year. But I guess time moved forward a little bit different for you. So congratulations, you will be a year old in, if this is correct, 11 months.
11 months. 1 year and 11 months. Wow.
I'm not the youngest
Happy
in the
birthday
party.
from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too.
All right. I do believe this is everything that you need to know for now. There might be a slight adjustment time. You are getting used to all of your senses again. I think you've covered taste. The rest will probably come back over time, but now you have a choice. Only one of you can have the fists. I'm gonna let you decide who continues and who stays.
Well, I think
try not to reproduce too often. In many worlds we've been to, people don't take kindly finding colonies of a single person.
Will the other me get to stay here and get treated as me, or?
If he wishes.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You, but
yeah. This me is gonna go out adventuring. I think we talked about it, and the other me is gonna do stuff for we. Us?
Very well.
Still getting confused.
Just make sure that make sure that you do not reproduce too often. Like I said, many cultures do not react well to colonies of a single individual.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'll try. We'll try. No, yeah, I will try. Yeah, that works.
Well, I'm gonna let you figure out that pronoun thing of yours now.
All right, well.
Toby uses they, them now, but actually as a plural.
Us. All right, well, Toby.
The royal we.
Me. Go do what we talked about. See if you could get an orb, get settled, take a look at a room. Don't mess with the spider.
Yeah, I remember last night.
Yeah, you know what to do.
I was there.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you later. I gotta go see what these guys want. Oh, we got to get debriefed, so I'll let you know what happens there.
All right.
I rolled a 7 on my.
Oh, get
insight
yourself some
check.
clothes
Is the
too.
Clone an evil clone.
It's a clone evil.
Now Fisher believes that you have an evil clone.
I mean, you didn't confirm whether they were evil or not. So,
Well,
I trust him.
maybe
I trust
Tobiyashi
me.
is evil, so you don't have a good and an evil clone. You just have
Yeah,
two
now
evil
I'm
clones.
the evil one. Yeah, we're just both evil.
All right. Well, Tobiyashi was able to touch the mace at one point, so you have confirmation that the original one is not evil, at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With this revelation of Tobiyashi's new nature and the two elements that I hadn't disclosed, like I said, one element is trivial, but they're gnomes, so you actually do have all of the properties of an orange. So you taste citrusy, and you are very densely packed with vitamin C's. Well, your blood is anyway. And
a great
now
source of fiber.
And now you reproduce by eating. So the way that these organisms works usually is when they eat their own body weight, they just split apart.
Okay. All right. It's written down.
All right. Well, with this, I think we could go on a break because we are way overdue for the break. And we'll be back with everyone. Well, no.
Sorry.
Audience needs to
We'll come back
get a
to
little bit of
audience,
information before you all meet up for that debriefing.
Yeah.
All right. So, marsh sounds.
So I instinctively have to make orange puns now, right?
If you know enough
Sorry,
of them, yeah,
the
sure.
rules.
All I'm hearing is that we literally have a way now, if we need a party member to sacrifice themselves, to get a guaranteed sacrifice.
Well, we're going to
You
go on
just
a break
need
with that
access to
interesting
around
idea.
200 pounds of food a day
Yeah.
before.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hello, and we come back. See, we managed to go away, and we only lost one person.
They were murdered off screen.
Yeah. You don't know this, but one of us is actually right next to him, and just killed him. Speaking of one of us, I went into a store this week, and I don't know if you had that in the United States, but during the pandemic, there were a lot of people drawing rainbows and writing, here at least in Canada, it's going to be okay under them. So I went into a store and I see on one of the wall next to the cash register someone that put up a drawing of this where you see the rainbow, the writing under it, it's going to be okay, but instead of a person, it's a Among Us character. That's saying it's going to be okay. Alright. As always, Genesis camera is weird.
Doesn't look that bad. Just slight edges.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's because I'm adjusting it. Okay. Okay. Damn. Alright, that's good, that's good. There we go. Alright. Camera's been adjusted. All right, for you, audience. So, we go back in. We don't need the marsh sounds. Was able to adjust audience's camera, but mine is still completely choppy. I don't know why. Usually I'm the one that has the better image. But this time, one of you was jealous. They did something to my camera. Alright. So audience, while all of this is going on, you are in your room thinking about, damn it, I missed so many things. Well, there's one good news, is that when you're looking around you, you see a big old pile of gems and gold.
Nice. I assume that's from my different interests and stuff that I've built up. Is there any notes with them, or is it just the money?
Well, the money comes in small bags, and a little note about who it was sold to. So you gather that everything, all the money inside of your room is from the monster parts that were sold to various adventurers and various craftsmen inside of the garden.
Okay.
And in grand total, hold on, did I write it down here exactly how much it was? It's going to be this one here if it's written down. No, it's not in this one. Did I write it down here? That would be a weird choice. All right, so it was 200 and oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna improvise on this one. I didn't write down the coppers and silvers. So.
That's
Rounding error.
Okay. So, what would make sense with this amount of money? Well, they'd be buying in bulk, so there's going to be more gold than silvers and copper. So...
all copper.
Okay, and...
I would like to put forward my motion to remove the copper from our system and round in favor of the consumer.
Move up to electro.
Oh no.
Well,
No.
in Canada, they did remove the pennies. Now everything is being rounded up to dimes. Not dimes. Nickels, exactly.
Are
Or at least the
Canadian
equivalent
pennies
of.
the same as U.S. pennies? Just wondering.
When they existed, yes.
But like more, I mean, are there just a bunch of unused pennies in Canada that I can go collect and then use back here?
Most have been retaken by banks, but
Unfortunately,
you can probably find people that decided to keep a reserve of them so that hopefully in 60 years they can sell it for 5 times the price.
Okay. It's not. It's fine. My instant $1 million deer. I thought I'd shoot it out, but you know we'll move on.
Well,
We'll move on.
if
$1 million worth of Canadian pennies.
Yeah, that was my plan.
well,
Was it a good
oddly
plan?
enough,
No.
oddly enough, and that's one of the reasons why they were removed. A penny gives you only a buying power of a penny, but it actually takes 2 penny worth of metal to create 1 penny. So if you take
It's
$1 million worth of copper from pennies and you sell it to a metal workshop as a pile of copper all smelted down, you will actually get 2 millions. But I'm pretty sure there aren't 1 million pennies left in Canada right now.
Well, you also got to keep in mind, just in general, like, if you wanted any penny worth any amount of value, it would need to be before, like, certain dates, because, as I can just assume, happened in Canada as well, as time moved on, they increasingly had to remove the more expensive metals in the pennies in order to help keep the value of that penny down. Like, so depending on when the penny was minted, it's like its inherent value that's not associated with the value given by the government will be higher or lower. Like, even the coins that we have today, like with quarters, nickels, and all that, we are increasingly putting more and more zinc to fill in the spaces of our coins because it is a much cheaper metal.
All right, so since I had forgotten to write down the silvers and coppers, I just came up with it right now. So you have around you, and you probably take the better time of 2 hours to count everything, because there's sort of like, I don't know, 127 different bags of small amounts. Okay. So in grand total, when you finish counting everything, you have 220,679 gold. You have...
Okay, 1 second. I need a note. Okay, I need a notepad. 1 second.
Don't worry. It burns really quickly at your level when you start making magical objects.
Oh, I know. But I still need for right now. Okay, I have 220,000 gold. Okay.
220,000, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, Tobiyashi, when you were shown the minor illusion of your duplication, you don't know why, but it feels like someone in the back of your mind was laughing so hard they were pissing themselves. So when you rolled for your pendant, last thing you did in the stagnant shard, I rolled a natural 20. So that god decided to play a prank on you, and he decided to make you have a baby.
Well, you know.
Wait, can you
Prank or a
technically...
time saver?
Can you technically charge that god child support now? And if
Yeah,
so,
where's
how much
my...
can he give?
Give me some powers or something. I'll take that.
All right, so
look, if you want to try to make a bargain with a trickster god, be my guest.
He's gonna love you if you want to do bargains. All right, so like I said, 220,679 gold.
Oh, 679. I gotta rewrite that. Back to the notes.
Yeah, I mean, you probably surprised yourself. You didn't know you could count that high.
No wonder this took 2 hours.
There was a grand total also, spread among all of these, of 29,725 silver.
Okay, can you say that one more time?
29,725 silver.
Yeah.
So how much gold?
And 17,631 copper.
Okay. Can I just change this all back to gold?
Well, if you go to a commerce, yes, of course, you will.
And maybe some of it to plat. I also need to. Okay. Now, while we continue,
also
I'm going to
remember
be
that
doing
gems
math.
are an option.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he was adding in the gems now, or if that was.
No, that's. I wanted it to be pretty, but I had only written the value in gold, so.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying you can convert them into gems if you so chose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, I'm going to divide it 4 ways, and then I'm going to let you know how much each of you guys get.
Are you counting the 2 Tobiyashis?
No.
No, don't count the other Tobiyashi.
No, I'm not.
You know, he's gonna get.
I'm actually subtracting money from Toby.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No.
Well, I don't know. I think I remember Tobiyashi for his cloak saying that he owed you 16,962 gold. That's what I've written here.
Did he owe me 16,000?
I owed you money. I don't remember what I owed you though.
Everything you've purchased.
I had you pay for, yeah.
Okay, give me that number later. I'm gonna right now. Okay, we each get 55. Because I want to keep track of all of this. We each get 55,170 gold.
Wait, say that one more time. 55,000.
55. I don't even know if D&D Beyond's gonna let me add this. I think it's too big a number. I'm gonna see if I can add it. I feel like it's just gonna error. Yeah, it is. It won't even let me type it in.
All right.
Again, you can convert stuff later.
Yeah, I just need to have a note of it somewhere. Okay, so so we each get 55,000 170 gold. Okay. 170 gold. We each have 25 divided by 4. 7,431 silver.
Yeah.
And
4,407 copper.
Thank you. 4,400.
And there's 1 copper left.
Yeah, I'll take 8, I guess. 4,408
It's
copper.
I will say it's probably worth noting, assuming that you guys still have, because I don't know if Draken already subtracted this part or not. But Audience and Fisher have lingering debts from merchants.
Oh, I think okay. I think that's the number here. It's the lingering debt from everyone. Okay.
Okay.
Because if I can get to my thing here,
I owed something for a second invisibility potion.
Audience owed 7,500. Fisher owed. Okay, I put them in pluses. Also owed 7,500, but also an additional 2,962.
Wait, I owed 7,000 or 700?
7,500.
Okay, which I think was the second potion.
What did I owe? Did you write mine down or no?
No, Toby, just pay off my 7,000. Just pay off my 7,000.
This amount is more than the 16,000. Cumulatively, it's more than 16,000. So I think that other number might have been yours, Toby.
All right.
No, actually, because the number ends with 962. Exactly what you said. So I think some of it had already been paid by money that you made.
All right, the grand total number would have been 17,962.
You see, I
But
had
if someone was already paid,
16,962. So probably the additional 1,000 is Tobiyashi.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 1,000. 1,000 gold for the
That makes sense.
cloak, yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm just removing 6,000 gold from my list and saying that I paid it off and not
And
going
then add
through.
1,000.
So I don't have to go through.
I'm just mentioning it so I can finally get rid of this note from over a year ago.
Nope, yeah, it's good. We're doing some and
then add 1,000 to your thing that you just took out.
That's why I'm
right?
That's why he only reduced it by 6,000.
I see.
49,170 gold. Okay, and then I'm gonna deal with this later and actually get it into numbers that I want and deposit some of it. Okay. So I'm not.
I do feel at least vindicated for recording these things.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
because
good.
there was 1,000 gold that I forgot to write in. So.
I will have to contact those people again because I think we have more parts to sell.
We do have more parts to sell, and I also have that list.
So I think you need to have your dimensional space cleaned out again.
Yep.
Let's hope you don't get another kobold out of it.
And was the gold, was the stuff for the coin sent to him, or was that we have to get that somewhere else?
No, the other, for the things that came from the past, that was sent directly to his church, because that's the reference he gave.
So you'll need... Well, it was really the only place we could guarantee that if we sent it there, it would at least get to... Because we couldn't send it directly to the garden.
Don't worry, Toby. I'm going to see how much of that is left, but I have a good feeling they might have spent most of it.
I mean, I the only thing I'm gonna say is it's 47,511.
Okay.
That there were.
I remember that.
But if it's used, then fuck.
Well, I can tell you that the grand total was 360,500 gold. That was the grand total of what they were sending to Audience's church.
Yeah.
That was
they were sending a lot more than 47,000.
Like so,
I think that was your part of it.
No, that was my part. That was specifically making sure that the coinage that you specifically contributed,
that I
did, specifically went to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were getting. So hopefully they have not taken that 47,000. We'll see how much the rest of it was spent.
Because everything else was like Raimi's coinage, and he was planning on splitting it with everybody.
Well, yeah, but also, audience, you did not mention that the money was reserved for people. You just said to send it there. So
I don't think I said anything.
No,
I wasn't the one who told them to send it.
Your church only received 360,500 gold, and that's it. No other note.
Okay. Well, as I said, Toby, you're a rich benefactor of the Church of the Dragon.
We'll figure it out.
You have a commanding share into the church now.
Yeah. That is one of the next things I was going to do, is I was going to see if there are any notes from my church after I go through all the money.
Well, all right. So when you go through all of the messages, there are several messages left from Annie reminding you that you're supposed to visit the dragon next week. That you were supposed to visit the dragon today. That a dragon is a bit mad because you were told to be there a week ago and you didn't. Shame on you.
3 villages have been burned due to you not...
Well, it's a silver dragon.
3 villages have been frozen over.
Yeah.
Winter was long.
All right. Audience would draft up a apology letter that he would he'll drop off at the mailbox. I mean, I'll tell you all the letters. I'll do that in one go. But
There is a message. Well, there are two messages that have come indirectly from your church. They managed to get two messages to the garden. One saying that they have learned of your long expedition and they will hold down the fort, and they believe they know where they can get the necessary material to build the initial element of your church.
Okay.
And then a month later, you get a message saying that although they are without news of you, they hope you did not fall into combat. But if you did, they received a generous donation of over 300,000 gold, which they will put into good use, into creating a monument in your honor.
Specifically 47,000 of it.
Let me just take that to my room.
Oh, he's just gonna go, ooh.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Well.
Just gotta tuck that note away and be like, oh, Toby's not gonna be happy. Neither is Fisher.
No, we don't.
Remy will be okay.
For sure, you don't know why, but while you're helping Tobiyashi, you feel that tightening in your stomach. It's just inexplicable.
Oh, okay.
The cracking of wood.
The grinding.
Are there any messages from the bard besides just run out of funds?
Well, the bard did send two messages. The first one was after 4 months. He said that he didn't have any news from all of you. However, his sources tell him that you've been sent on a mission, and there are no signs that you will not be coming back. So he will keep all of the information he has. He did find information regarding the stories in the past. There are other chapters to what you lived. So maybe there are other things that you need to live through. Not a lot on the prophecy that you spoke, but various element of it. He did manage to find information on what they might signify. I believe you had asked information about the god that you encountered in the past.
Yes.
Not a lot of information there, but a few clues of a few gods that became active again during that time. I don't know why I wrote Dark Elf. Did you ask something about a Dark Elf?
Oh, was that the elf with the time capsule that we met early on, or was that something else?
No, I think it was that particular dark elf, because I think you wanted to have like a conversation with them about
Well, I also wanted to help track him down for the Pixies, because the Pixies had wanted us to do that.
Yes, I think you were researching, trying to figure out stuff about them.
Yeah. The one we met when Fisher got his head cut off and the guy was messing with time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is pretty well documented. He has a lot of information about it, about everything they can do and what they are. But as far as the information that they gave you, that's not history, so it's a little bit more difficult. So there was the prophecy, there was the god, there was history. I feel like there was a fifth one.
If it's not written down, I'm not gonna remember. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's the thing is, I only wrote down why there. So So I guess there's a bit of information that was lost. So, um,
Yeah, I don't remember.
that's okay.
It's okay.
And after another month, there is another message saying that that he has searched for nearly all of the money that you gave him. But just in case you want to have a few more research done on a different subject, he put aside 3 weeks worth of the money you gave him, and he's gonna wait until you come back for confirmation on if you want those 3 weeks to be used to keep on researching the things you already wanted or a new subject.
New stuff. Okay. Sounds good. So and I think he had an orb, so I think we'll contact him later. I'll wait for the group. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much everything I would do in my room before going to go find, because the other stuff I have to do in person, which I was going to do
all
later.
The while you were separating the money for all of your friends, you could hear that voice inside of you. You could keep 10% for me. It did help you a lot. You get that gut feeling that just keeps coming into your mind.
Okay, I mean, yes, you mean...
Your dragon wants you he wants more gold for his hoard.
Yeah, I might give him 10% of my gold. I'm not going to take out from the full stash and give him 10% for the rest of the party. That's not fair to them. So I'll deal with that later. When I do more math and get it all set up.
All right.
Yeah, and then I'll kind of contact the party and I'll be like, hey, I've gone through all my messages and we got a decent amount of gold and have counted it all out. Do you see audience just like, you see in the background just 4 giant sacks of gold that he's like split up. So, yeah. I can have them dropped off in your rooms, I think. And yeah. And then I have some information, but we should probably head to the debriefing soon. What are you guys up to?
That works.
Yeah, sounds good. I figured out my problem.
Okay. Sounds good. I will meet you at the debriefing room. And then audience would just contact someone to take the gold to his friend's room. I don't know who does that.
It's easy enough to find a warden, or you can try your good luck with a gnome.
I would not. I would specifically ask a warden. I'm not an idiot. I do not need to see like 49,000 put down on a betting deposit.
Oh, don't think of it as a deposit. Think of it more as an investment.
Yeah.
No, see, they were gonna double it.
They were gonna double or
and
nothing.
Then cut you in on the extra, but some stuff happened. So.
They didn't win.
Thing didn't go according to plan, and it's not their fault if someone didn't do what they're supposed to do.
Well, listen, if I wanted to give it to a gnome, I might as well go to a roulette table and put it all down on one number and see if I double or not. It's the same thing. Alright. No, I'll just give it to a warden and then I'll head to the debriefing room.
Do you tell your friends to wait for you while you go buy a Toby Toffee, or you go directly there?
No, I'm gonna do everything that I need to do. I'm gonna do everything else that I need to do in person after we debrief.
Okay. All right.
There's a lot.
So, it takes a few moments, but you eventually all gather up in front of the door to the command area. And there you wait for someone to open up, because that part of the ship is very thoroughly sealed. well, one of the wardens say, please be patient. We had to increase security around this area. Half God themselves wouldn't be able to pull apart this door, but somehow gnomes figured a way through the phase lock.
I feel like your biggest threat is the gnomes.
I'm sorry. Is there not? You guys not have any kind of like oversight? Do they?
Do you have any contingencies for these gnomes when they get out of hand?
Do they not like answer to you guys at all? Are they just living here? Like,
so I
despite...
take the gnomes on your world are more orderly than ours. Have you ever tried to tell children not to do something?
Yeah, but then if they don't do it, they get slapped on the back of the hand with a ruler, or made to like run around.
Interesting.
Or
for a couple
not
hours.
Yeah, or since they're not actually children and can fend on their own, kicked out.
True. No, wait, don't kick them out. I don't think our world could handle that.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe like contained.
Yes, of course. Putting gnomes into stasis. That is always a very interesting solution until someone figures out how to remove them from stasis. Some people argue, and the door starts opening. Some people argue that maybe the gnomes should have been left to disappear during the war. Depending on the days, some agrees, some don't. Very well, follow me. As you all enter, there is a moment where there is this discharge of energy right behind you. And you see this gnome rephasing out of reality into physical form. And all right, I know. Jeez.
I smack him.
You say this and he looks at you. You know, I know where you sleep. And he goes away watching you.
You show up, you're dead.
You see his face is going wide with a wider and wider smile. He goes away, points at you, and says, I accept the challenge. And he walks away.
I should have. That's on me.
I was gonna say send in my room, but I think they know I have a new room.
Yeah, I think they know my room.
Come on, hurry up. So, you're being taken into a familiar room where you've had a debriefing there once. There were a lot more people, but right now in that room, you recognize... well, there are some people you don't recognize. They're all people working at the comms of this ship. But sitting at the table where you are being taken, you recognize Theag, Ilithane, and Sira. Once you arrive, Sira just looks at all of you and says, it's always different when I meet adventurers for real. I usually only hear your voice. I'd nearly forgotten how you looked. It's been quite a while. Tobiyashi, I see there are changes about you. I'm sure I will read about this in tomorrow's report.
Yeah, or you could meet me. He's somewhere, probably getting an orb.
Right, I'll have to make the adjustment. Okay.
Randomly, like, activates the teleport feature and it teleports to Tobiyashi.
Shit.
Fisher, you look slightly different. You changed your armor, I think.
Yep. Picked up a nice new set.
Very interesting. I hope you won't forget to get your old set integrated into your new. I believe there are some interesting features in the last one.
Yeah.
Remy,
Around to it.
you look a little more worse for wear than the last time I saw you. What happened to you?
Curses.
Yes, of course. She looks at you for a moment, and then she undresses you with her eyes. Just go, I will need to talk to her about this. All right. Audience. Well, you look...
Wait, Remy, is it actually a curse that's affecting you?
Yeah. He was...
No, I'm asking that in
okay.
character.
Technically, it is what I would refer to as a soup of curses, but as in, like, many different curses were put into a soup.
If I use remove curse, would it help you?
Well, it would remove one curse. You don't know which one.
Also, above table, he doesn't actually know how many curses he's currently afflicted with.
Oh. Well, audience is asking Remy, because now audience is worried.
It's like, right, people just shrug, like, it's like, I don't know.
I would look over at,
Thayag would probably be the one that knows the most about magic.
Yeah, I would look over at Thayag, like...
Oh, well, it depends on how many curses there are on Remy. If there are several, it would remove one, but... I had no way to tell which one.
Okay. I guess I'll wait and see what's... Maybe, yeah, you can get looked at. And then...
Right then. Josira looked at you again. Audience, you look exhausted. You just woke up. What happened? Math.
I had to math, and I had to perform surgery, or helped perform surgery on myself while I slept.
You do know we have medical facilities for this.
Yes, but it was mind surgery.
Oh.
That was also physical.
I know I just split in half and everything, but I feel like that was much worse. I was asleep while it happened.
I think it's a good thing, though. I think I'm okay. I'll give a thumbs up.
All right. Well, at least...
Seemed like the procedure went well, although I have not tested it.
Well, maybe you should ask one of our medical team to be with you when you test it. Actually, maybe you should ask to be led to a testing facility. Just in case. Thayag looks at you when you Sir says this. Yes. We've adapted a room specifically for this since the Tobiyashi incident. And you have Ilithane saying that he instigated, if I remember correctly.
I thought it was going to be a fair fight. I didn't know I was going to get several thousand different bottles of liquid thrown at me. Made by the gnomes. But that's neither here nor there. That's in the past. Well, more in the past for you than it was for us.
Right.
There is still a pending lawsuit.
Right.
Pending lawsuit.
Good luck trying to get a gnome to legally bend the knees to you. They usually need a little bit of force. Now then, you have been gone for a grand total of 11 months. You come back with two party member missing, and an entire village worth of refugees. And 2 adventurers that fortunately do realm jumping as a way of life, so not a lot of explaining needed to do for them. Care to give me more detail?
Yep. I give basically.
When I was a baby. No, I'm kidding.
I will basically give a full synopsis of everything that happened to us first on the island, and then another full synopsis of what occurred after the jump failed, why the jump failed, what we were able to do in our time there, a full report on the defenses and what the tower itself looked like of the island.
And then I give them the map and everything of the spire.
Yep. And then the shard. And then I'll go into details on the shard, the night we met there, kind of the layout of the shard, what the shard was, and basically why we have the refugees with us.
Do you give the orb he used to modify your communication to them, like the knight asked?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
So well, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I let them know what I read in the book and that Fisher's seen it, but I tell them that the book is lost. I don't know where it went. The one about the drag or that stuff.
The knowledge about dragons?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. The really good book that I found.
All right. So, probably telling you, is there anything you keep to yourself? Anything at all?
The Beat Brothers.
You skipped the chapter about the Beat Brothers.
I mean, when I'm saying I'm giving a synopsis, I'm not going through literally everything. I'm going through all the important, events and details that would actually apply to them. So the potential also be we don't know what also mentioned the potential spaceship or the ship that we initially went there on might have crashed or was lost, because I know that one of the adventurer's sisters would probably be interested in that information. I was going to send her my own message later, but I'll let them know. All the defenses, everything with the spire, the trains, how we actually had to get to the island in the first place, like the checkpoint system. The different defenses. Obviously what happened to Civ, what occurred with Civ. How we know that where the portal at the bottom of the tower, we think it goes actually to the shard we ended up in. And then, all the information about that shard that was relevant.
All right.
And where Jorg is.
Oh, yeah, I would mention, we have 3 party members missing, actually, not 2.
Yeah.
I would also mention what happened to Jorg.
Would Remy show them the Civ part? Or no?
I don't know.
I mean, Remy would show it just in the event that they might know what to do about it.
Okay.
I also throw my hag on the table. All hag body.
Throw your hag.
You take the body out.
Watch out, there's a cursed coin on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also a cursed coin on there.
Okay. All right. So the only information you did not mention is, do you give information about Fisher's family?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mentioned them. I also mentioned they may have already been wiped out
Okay.
because I had the beacon on me. Which they knew about because they mentioned it, but didn't think you would be able to track it, I guess, because they didn't mention that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll mention them.
Okay. Do you mention anything about Sachet?
I would mention her as one of a potential ally we found, and I would
I have
give
that on my
details
list.
about her.
Okay.
As
I
they're
would definitely-
talking about it, can I try to message her, or is that only one way? Since I'm in her book.
Well, you know you can't use your orb from outside of the from outside of there into there, so you don't have a way to communicate with her because the garden couldn't.
So she would have to
connect
try
with
to
you.
message me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, let me take that off my list.
All right, though. So you mentioned Sachet.
Yeah.
You leave out the chapter about the Beat Brothers and audience being abused.
Yeah.
All right.
We tell them about Mothman, all that fun stuff. The museum.
Okay, the colony of Naftan living there. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so all of that probably takes several hours to give all of the information and answer their own questions. So when Remy gives the shard of Krill, Thayag takes it and she spends a moment reflecting on it. You see it after a moment. The shard sort of just starts levitating above her hand. And she concentrates heavily on it and says, after maybe 2 or 3 minutes, "There is still life in here. But it is so weak. It just keeps repeating, 'I need to heal.'"
Wouldn't happen to mention how it can do that. What?
"It is so weak, I am not sure it can even hear me."
We knew it could heal in the spire. That's all I'll know. I'll say.
It is
from the information.
It is barely a sliver of life that is left inside of it.
If I eat, no, never mind.
Yeah. We don't know how it healed in the spire, though, right? Civ never told us. We just knew it could heal in the spire.
Well, you know a bit of information, and with Tobiyashi giving out the
That's
plans
from the fog,
that he
right?
has... Sorry?
Yeah. I thought it was from the fog, but we'll keep going.
No. There's actually a strong indication that there is also a fossilized dragon under the spire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if there's something similar to that, or something that could be artificially reproduced,
well,
something. What do you mean? If there's something similar,
yes, you
with the
uncovered
mind.
it yourself.
Yeah. Well, yes, I knew that. You can suggest that.
I guess we could mount up an expedition in there and try and figure out a way to re-energize him. But in his current state, it would take quite a while to get him even conscious. But it is a start. maybe it would remove a problem if you could get Krill back to Civ. He did jettison it to save him. So maybe there's something important about him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Krill is specifically tied to Civ's ability to have consciousness.
I see. Well, then I guess reviving Krill would probably be important. We will give this to one of our researchers, and we'll try and figure out how to use the fossilized dragon we have access to restore him. So it looks like that mounting a rescue of those left behind might be delayed a bit. At least that would be the wiser choice.
Do you all have any information about Calm?
Only that he's still alive. His connection to the token he had hasn't been broken, which means he is still alive, but that is all we know. This is why we knew you weren't dead. We just didn't know where you were. Your connection to your token, the one that you were given to get here, hasn't been broken.
Well, hopefully his teleport just failed completely and he's still on the island. That would be probably the best scenario.
And
maybe it gives the so-so motion.
I mean,
He actually came and saved the night right when we let him. I'm kidding. He was watching us the whole time.
Yeah. All right, so you keep on going with your story. When you mention the knight and you give the orb, Syrah takes it. And she opens it up. Motion similar to what the knight did. And it just opens up completely. And she starts reading. All right, so analysis of the situation. Another knight was found. And she stops there. She just stares at this. For you, Fisher, it's a little more obvious. But the equivalent of this for your kind would be your face just going completely white from seeing something. So it doesn't translate really well for the others. But you recognize that reaction. You found a Vanguard Knight lost. A Vanguard Knight.
Guess so. Tried to bring him back too, but
Of course he didn't come back. He would have stayed to protect the gate. They all would. Without hesitation.
Well,
one thing you have to understand about us, about my kin, we earn our title through deeds, but we keep it by continuing those deeds over and over and over again. There are no higher title than Vanguard Knights.
he was yeah, real insistent about talking about a purpose.
The war ends. Of course you wouldn't have. Let me read a little more. She keeps on reading. Alright. He left the message. She activates the message. You see the face of the knight appearing in front of you. So, this is Knight 771. I have read the directive you left, so don't worry, even if you play this message, even if they find a way to play this message, I have respected the research protocol that you have put forward. I am pleased to see that the war one day ends. I will remain here to protect the gate. Once they are gone, I will do my best to further remove this option to leave this realm. I will have told them to take the key with them. Make sure that it never comes back here. This plane is tied to the negative plane. And we all know what that can imply, especially now. When you can, message the Gulnus. They'll have the necessary equipment to retrieve me. But I know it'll take time. "771 out."
The other mage starts crying out of nowhere.
Of course you would. What you have to understand is that we can't send the message home. It'll be when we go back. So it may take years before anyone comes
Well,
to
it sounded like he'd been there for 300, so he definitely seemed to.
Thank you.
Time did not seem like an issue for him.
Yeah.
Of course it wouldn't. He will fight until the very last moment, no matter what. All of them would. You have to understand, the time he knows is a time where people were losing hope. No one thought this war could end. Entire species disappeared during that war. We were down to our last bastion when heroes from another realm came. One of them sacrificed himself to restore the boundaries of our bastion. One of them turned out to be a dragon stuck in a polymorph state. And the others fought till the very end. The dragon restored communication between the bastion and the dragons who had left. So, we were saved by heroes from another realm. But people had lost hope. They didn't only lose hope, they lost the ability to hope. This is where he comes from. This is his world. Living against overwhelming odds. Almost always sure that you will one day lose. This is the person you left behind. This is why he didn't even hesitate into making sure you would escape. For him, it's saving 4 souls in a world where he thought no souls could be saved.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe from him. Is there another way to be able to fetch him without having to go back first?
Well, there's the portal at the bottom of the tower, which still leads to that plane, but that would be the only option, I assume.
That is assuming that the portal leads only one place. This is what's difficult about traveling through shards. It's never a guarantee, and you might end up in a reflection of the shard you went to. You have to think about shards like prisms. Though the light enters a shard, and the shard finds itself duplicated on every surface that it comes in contact with, finding the actual real one, the source of it, is not necessarily easy.
See. Okay. I was just giving an option, but yeah, I don't know. That would be the only thing I could think of with the information I currently have.
Maybe just minor illusions, the address that they used and shrugged.
Well, that's a way to come back, not a way to go there. You don't have the address of that realm.
No. I know the other 2 portals were... One was guarded by a lich, which, you know, has its own things, and then another one was guarded by, I think, a giant tribe. But I don't know if there were more keys to that. I assume he seemed strong enough to potentially come through either of those ways, but it also depends if he will.
Well, the option you gave of going back through the tear at the bottom of the spire may still feel like the easiest way through this. But even that, who knows how long it's going to take, because it would probably be wiser to wait until Krill has been sufficiently healed so he can talk to you before going back.
Also, a full-on assault on the spire would be almost nigh impossible without a full... Even I think if all the adventurers here fully assaulted the spire, there would still be a high chance that we would lose. I assume you will agree with me after seeing the plans and the base. I mean, it was meant to defend against almost anything.
Yes, of course.
Be a full mobilization of forces.
Oh. Hold on, I think Tobiashi says he can't come back. I think
Yeah.
I can add him back to the call. I think this is him.
I will say I also need to go to bed soon, so I don't know how much longer we have in this, but I was assuming we were gonna end after we finished the debriefing.
No. I think this is his. All right, let's try this. I don't know. Oh no, probably it didn't work, because I think now it's 4 of 6. So I think I called his phone or something like this.
I mean, that might work. Skype has been... Yeah, I have been having to re-log in to the right account recently.
Participants.
Yeah,
it says that one guy from Skype.
Okay. So
I think
that one guy from Skype, as opposed to that one guy from Twitch or that one guy from Discord, or that one guy from Grindr.
Him?
Can't say it doesn't work.
If I say launch the call, does it just add him back?
If I call, I think that's a separate call.
Oh. All right.
But you could share the link. No, I don't know.
Where would be the link?
It says at the top when you click on the share the links to the others.
Share. Okay.
Allow joining via link. Allow join for
participant. Okay. I think. Oh. Him. Let's try this. Is it working? Does it work?
I don't know what you did. I mean, I haven't seen anything. Nothing changed for me.
Well, it's just said that one participant was out, so I clicked the phone on it. So
I mean, you can ask. Trying to re-add you.
I don't know. So okay. Okay, that's the full link.
Oh, okay. He'd probably watching the stream because he was okay.
Okay.
What if I just try? Screw it. Okay, yeah. That's what I was gonna try.
Why is it asking me to do this? Skype wishes to record the content. Hello.
Am I back?
Hey.
Yay! All right.
You're back.
Like literally, the call disappeared, and I was like, "What the hell?"
All right. Well, did you hear everything we were saying, or?
I got a little bit of it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, they say, all right. So we will try our best to revive Krill, and with the information that you provided, probably mount a second assault. Maybe this time you can benefit from the full resource of the of your companions. I am sure that a few of your comrades would most likely accept a contract to kill something very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flashback. Fisher's head getting cut off
by Core.
Watch.
It would be an honorary time night, and they get a little fake badge. This says time night on it.
Audience having flashbacks to all of his companions dying in the dreams he's had.
So yeah, you have two choices. You can ask for help and maybe kill everyone that's gonna come with you, or it's gonna go well and actually this is the way to go. Ask for a lot of help.
Well, I think it is the way to go, because me judging my own strength, not strong enough to do it on my own.
We see first we bring 15 wizards that all know counterspell.
Oh, fuck.
Honestly, my entire church is just gonna invade.
Oh, and also a whole church of characters with dispel magic.
Yeah.
I think that'll cover all of our bases.
Every single one of those people have a Terry on them, so that there's no way we lose.
I mean, airships would also be helpful if we actually had ways just to skip the whole train thing. If we could actually like get airships inside and just like assault it with airships.
Well,
Because then we just have to deal with the aerial defenses.
judging from what the plans that you've given us, I would say
are a
that
lot.
the attacking the spire from the air would need a very significant aerial force.
Yeah, it would
Flashback
also
to
need
Miss
a
Raven.
lot of defensive magic to survive the initial assault. They would probably be under high level casters of defensive magic. But
So
yes.
most likely more of a joint operation between groups of adventurers. I am sure that from everything you have told me, Core would absolutely jump at the prospect of attacking that enforcer you talked about.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
He would probably enjoy the fight as well.
Maybe we just bring Core, honestly. I think.
Here's the issue.
Go,
I feel like
you
we
got
might
it.
literally need more than core. I mean, we saw what happened to Just Civ.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying core isn't maybe slightly stronger than Civ, but I don't know.
Well, it sounds like you have...
We haven't considered the core issue.
It sounds like you have several allies that you could potentially use on the island. You said there were tribes of Naftans? Well, you do have
Tribes of Naftans.
You do have one here. Maybe he would be able to help you better navigate negotiating with them, or him himself negotiate with them.
Yeah.
Reminder,
I think-
Maybe I could.
wasn't audience given a pellet?
I was given something, yeah, to communicate with them. I think also, honestly, our group needs to get stronger ourselves before we go back. Just being honest.
Well,
And I know we have some time before Brill's ready to go, so we'll try and use that time. But yeah, I think, honestly, I think we just need to get stronger ourselves as well before we go back.
well then, I think you have your work cut out. Get stronger, heal Krill, and try to get good relations with the adventurers that might help you best.
Basically, start smooth talking all the high level adventurers.
Well, some of them are pretty convinced mercenaries. I am pretty sure that as long as Core has a contract, he won't go after Fisher outside of the garden.
Could I get an explanation? Why does Core want to fight Fisher so much?
Because I agreed to fight him one-on-one in like a duel when we were first on our way to the garden
Uh-huh.
to get us out of everybody's definitely gonna die situation. And then some weird trickster being came in.
Oh, the
and,
repeating
like,
thing, yeah.
froze time and then looped it a bunch and then did something So Core feels like we still need to finish that duel.
Well,
Why don't you just finish it?
Actually, what happened is that the version of time that was rewinded is not one in which Core killed you. It's one where one of the thieves interfered in your duel. So for Core,
it's not done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, this whole campaign, Toby, is just to try and get Fisher strong enough to where he can fight Core.
Yeah.
Look,
to either draw or win.
Audience's goal is a mega church. Fisher's goal is surviving. Rainey's goal is # relationship goals. And Tobiyashi is...
confusing.
Yeah.
I got a couple different ones. One is to stop Audience's goal. The second one is to figure out what I'm doing. And then the last one is to prove myself to my monastery.
Well, you see, but the thing is, like, if one of the Tobiyashis proves themselves, does that prove all of the Tobiyashis or just that one Tobiyashi?
I'd probably say just that one.
So one day you return,
theoretically,
and when a monk says, "Which Tobiyashi are you?" You're not the good one. All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like theoretically, the more Tobiyashis that you make, the more that you have to prove yourself.
Yeah, it's in the 12 Todd Madmans. What are you talking about? I have them written out right here.
Sorry, the what now?
Don't worry about it.
Very well. Well, that was a lot of information. Thank you for sharing everything you have on the Spire. It will be added to our own information. I am sure that the soul will enjoy this reading quite a lot. And the barrier itself will need to be overcome, or make sure that not everyone lose consciousness as you're going through. So I feel like we have a lot of research. You have a lot of growing up, and a little of luck as well. You see Thayang thinking about all of this. She hasn't said a lot in the last few moments. If you see something that's out of context, would you please contact me?
Don't worry, if we see something, we'll say something.
Something out of context may not necessarily be easy to see.
What do you exactly mean by that? Something out of context, like.
Oh, should we tell them? I'm guessing we told them about the thing pounding on the thing, trying to get to us while we were teleporting, right?
Or we would have, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that happened before, so if you want to add this.
Yeah. I thought we did already tell them about that. But maybe I'm...
Oh, no, we told a warden to tell them. Okay, no. I'll officially tell them to their face about the thing trying to kill us. Or trying to get to the garden. Or something. Tentacles. Everywhere.
They had things for a moment. She looks at you, audiences. Something out of context is something that is but shouldn't. It is only possible if it is out of its context.
Okay, we'll let you know.
I have a lot to think about. Your world is going through changes right now. Most of the strongest of your adventurers are on missions to deal with monsters appearing, disturbances. Core has been running himself ragged, killing monsters appearing from different realms. He enjoys it way too much because it is proving him to be the most incredible warrior your realm has ever seen. But even him has limits, and we can't help. We're only sent here to learn more. And something integrated us. Your world is screaming out for help. This is why you are all there.
Not to say we don't appreciate the help you guys do give, but is there any way you could help in a more direct manner?
She looks at the audience for a moment. Audience, you recognize the look she gives, and you sort of already know part of the answer. She just looks at you, Fisher, and says, there is a limit to what we can do. Not just because of oath we took, but if we push too hard, your world will end.
Okay, yeah, cool. You guys do your thing.
Basically, if they help too much, they're going to draw attention to us, and then they're going to be threats that come that we can't deal with.
So wait, are you guys time travelers?
What makes you say this?
Well, you can't like go into the past and mess with stuff too much, or things will get fucked up in the future, or it'll make another timeline. Never mind.
All right.
Thag smiles a little bit at your remark, but she doesn't say anything else. You see Elithane looking at all of you. Okay. Well, we will prepare. There is obviously something brewing. You have your own things to do. And your world is asking for your help also. So, stay vigilant. We will do our best to assist you. Because for some reason your world decided to include us in this. Maybe it is all part of a design. Sierra looks at all of you and says, well, I think we have all the information this briefing can give. And I am starting to worry that the gnomes that they put in my place while I'm doing this debriefing is sending people all across the world just for fun. So I will leave you at this, and I will prepare myself for logistic problems a little bit more interesting than the ones you have right now. So with this, I'll see you again.
Everyone.
Most likely very
Everyone
soon.
suddenly gets GnomeTube notifications.
Ding, ding.
Damn it.
It's time for the GnomeTube rewind. Sorry.
Oh God. Oh God, it was gnomes that created YouTube Rewind. It makes so much sense now.
All right. Elithane stands up. He bows to all of you. And he leaves the room. Thayag remains here. And she looks at all of you for a moment. Is there anything else you'd like to add to all of this? Or maybe something you'd like to ask?
We'll be okay, love.
Could you give me an open comm to myself? Like the one I have in my ear now? Or is that not possible?
Yes, it can be arranged.
Okay, thank you. Also, if I do get a message back from Sachet, I will let you guys know because I think I could. Well, I can't talk back to her, but I could tell you what she says if it ever gets through.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Try and not talk about this to too many gnomes and to the more psychologically fragile adventurers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds good.
The last thing we need are gnomes starting to bet about when the world's gonna end. She turns around and leaves the room.
There's like a gnome hanging like on her dress or something. Just like
gives you a thumbs up as she leaves. All right. The warden comes and invites you to go back to the normal space where chaos is prevalent.
I don't think it was the time. I'll ask him later about compensation for the news. Well, the map.
I think the compensation is they're going to help us do research so we can go save our friends.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So with this, it is probably with everything that happened, I'd say it's probably somewhere between 2 and 3 p.m. So you're all starting to get hungry. Tobiyashi, well, you're hungry, but you know what happens if you eat too much. And you know that the cook has been told about you. So
I go find a restaurant that hasn't heard about. No, I'm kidding.
well, outside of the garden. So, this, you are escorted out. You are once again left your own device in front of this garden, slightly hungry, with a long list of things to do, and so little time to do it. But
yeah, I mean, like we have like a whole day.
Yeah, we have only a day to get all of this done. That's crazy.
Well, if some things you feel like it's just mentioning it and you don't need this to take a lot of time, like, oh, I want to go buy this, and this, and it's not going to be a special request for a magical object, you can just send it to me. We'll settle this in 5 minutes.
No, it's the continuation of my joke how in game we can only spend 1 day in the garden before we have to leave on a multi-day adventure.
Yeah.
Well, usually because of Tobiyashi. And Jord, but he's not there anymore, so that's 50% of the problem solved.
Yeah, but now there's 2 Tobys.
Now there's 2 of me.
Oh no! So that means
so
we're
if
back
anything,
at 115% problem.
Yeah.
Actually, wait though. Does that mean that Tobiyashi is going to join some other group, and that Tobiyashi is going to start leveling up separate from this Tobiyashi?
No, I have a mission for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Tobiyashi. They're going to take like a bunch of fighter levels, you're going to take a bunch of monk levels, and then the end of the campaign is you and your Tobiyashi fighting.
It ends with Tobiyashi versus Tobiyashi. It's the last thing we see. All right, so
they do say that the greatest enemy is oneself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so with this, I feel like 2 of you are about to fall asleep, so I think we are going to end the stream on this for today. So this is the break. This is Wednesdays and Fridays. Yay! Because I adjusted what you're going to see at the end, so now I have to be careful. I have a credit for the D&D campaign. I have credits for the map making stream. Yay! All right, so thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure for us. I hope it has been a pleasure for you. Hope you had a pleasant whatever part of the day it is for you. Hope you will be there next week, next Wednesday, or next Friday. I don't know why I keep saying Wednesdays. Next Wednesday or next Friday if you're watching the rebroadcast. If you're watching the rebroadcast, I will try to raid again if I find an interesting channel in the allotted time. Anyway, we'll see. Because there are a lot of interesting channel, but I don't know. I'm not that good at socializing. So 3 raiders or more, and we try and raid someone. And if you enjoyed the episode, there's a way to support us. You can follow us, leave a like, leave a comment on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can also support the stream by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. That's very much appreciated by me because working at contract doesn't always guarantee a good pay at the end of the month. And if you can't do any of those, there is a very free thing you can do that helps tremendously spreading the word of this channel. So, thank you again. Hope to see you next week or tomorrow if you watch the map making stream. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Kitty.